out and touch the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. 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 For some dollars to keep me going, I try to act like a superstar. Get tattoos without colors in a place where it's showing. And I blew my cash on drinks, not to mention this new ink. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
I don't wanna feel this way, but it's not that easy. You're complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way. What are you doing to me? Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. just that stupid. Maybe just a little time can make you change your mind about us. I thought that we were meant to be. Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. As you can see from the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about the Insta360 Sphere tonight. I have mine on the DJI Air 2S. And I believe my guest tonight, Jonathan Ray, has his on the DJI Air 2. So I'm going to be bringing him in. But before I bring him in, I want to show you guys the video that I saw on Facebook. In one of the groups, I believe it was the Georgia drone groups, but when he gets in here, we'll talk about where I found him. But yeah, I just want to play this video for you real quick, and then we're going to bring him in. All right, so that was the video. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Jonathan in. Everybody give a warm welcome to Jonathan Ray. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
How are you? So
I saw since you were sitting in the green room, you already grabbed yourself a drink.
I promise it's just Coke or Diet Coke.
Okay.
Even though I have a nice selection behind me.
Yeah, you're not short of alcohol behind you.
Well, I'm from Bardstown, Kentucky, and that's where I live in. And Bardstown, Kentucky is the bourbon capital of the world. So,
okay, nice.
So there's a lot of distilleries, things like that I get to shoot.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm actually a designer, a graphic designer by trade. Been doing graphic design since I was a teenager in the 90s. So I'll just age myself a little bit there. I manage a printing company where I handle all the graphic design, and but just like I said, manage the company and the overall vision of it. So it's GBA Printing here in Bardstown. So most of our bigger clients are the bourbon industry.
Okay.
But I also do photography and drone photography. I've been doing photography since early 2000s, and then I got into drone photography in 2000. So got into it and got the DJI Mavic Air 2 last year, and just picked up the piece de resistance tonight or last week. So
what was your first drone?
I had what was it called? It didn't have a gimbal or anything like that. It was a Holystone. I think that's a brand or something like that. Holystone. I had one of those, and I started flying it around. I was like, well, this is cool. And I was like, well, then I had to pick up the DJI Mini. I was like, so I got that, and a lot of the videos and stuff I did were from that because it's still a decent drone, especially with the gimbal. And after I got used to that and started putting out some stuff, and people started liking it, and I was like, well, might as well make the investment for a little bit better and everything, and we'll see what happens after this one.
Yeah. So what do you like about the DJI Air 2 over the Mini?
Quality, battery life. It's a heavier drone. It does better in the wind. It's faster. It has more settings, a lot more features. It's the Mini. Unless you had like a third-party app, you couldn't do some of the panoramas, especially like spheres, like 360 spheres and stuff like that. And it was only shooting in like 2.5K as opposed to the 4K. And then just the sensor size and everything is big difference in image quality and everything. I mean, but you don't know that until you actually move on to the next thing. You're like, wow, this is a lot better. Yeah. So, and I'm sure people who are using the Mavic 3 are saying the same thing about the Mavic 2.
Yeah. Do you use any of the so every year I go to a youth camp, and I'm the videographer for the youth camp for the entire week. And right before that, I've had the Air 2S for probably over a year at this point, and I have never really used some of the tracking features in it. And so I have a shot I did like the Full House intro where there's like the, convertible drive-in, and then you kind of the helicopter shot kind of comes away. And so I used Spotlight for the first time with that drone a couple weeks ago. But I was amazed. I'm a cautious flyer, so I'm always afraid I'm going to hit buildings. I'm afraid I'm going to hit trees. Even if you can see a tree, you can't see those tiny little branches that are sticking out from the leaves.
Neither do the sensors. Trust me, I know from experience. So they, I use the tracking a lot, especially. So I'll use the tracking, and a lot of my videos are from my local town of Bardstown. There's a lot of kind of iconic places here, courthouse, the church, and those are just, Old Kentucky Home is right down the road from, in Bardstown. So I will track and draw a circle around the building, and they just fly around wherever. It's always pointed at. And it's really good for, for allowing you to do those kind of arcs and circles and pass around. And it gives you a really good parallax effect when flying, so that you're flying this way and the background is going this way, but your eye, but your focus is staying kind of right there, and it's just interesting. And a lot of that's just just have a good feel for it and stuff. And
so I'm gonna pop this up. So Sunrise Water Media is your 30th sub.
Yay!
So before this live stream started,
I need to do more with it. So, well, that's what I'm here for and stuff. I really need to, hone in my craft and everything, but I need to promote myself. I don't do a very good job of promoting myself. Like I said, my days are spent working and printing and stuff. So, and we don't really have to promote ourselves very much often. It's just word of mouth. So I try to get out there, and I'm kind of, I don't want to say humble. I don't know. I like to let my work speak for itself. I just like to put it out there, and whatever, so, and I like to post my stuff. Like, there is a Growing Up in Bardstown Facebook group that's got like 30,000 members. So I'll post stuff in there all the time, because they really appreciate seeing stuff from our small town and stuff. And but yeah, I've met a lot of friends through that as well, just people who appreciate the work. Of course, I also post in the DJI groups, and I just now started posting in the Insta360 group.
Yeah, and that's how we met.
Yes, hit me up, and I was like, sure, I'll do that. I'll get on camera.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I met you in the Georgia drone group, and then I was like,
well, somebody said they were going to post it in there, and then, which they did, and then maybe you posted in there. I didn't. I just saw a link to it, said, hey, somebody said something to you, and I was like, click on it, and I didn't see where it was. I knew someone was going to ask for permission to post it in there, so that might have been the case. I don't know.
Okay.
But he was like, yeah. I was like, sure. So I threw it up on YouTube so that he could share the link better and stuff, better quality.
So I want to give all credit where credit's due. The thumbnail for tonight's live stream was a picture from Jonathan. It's a small planet of this amazing building in this town. And then the videos that we're playing.
Is that the one I did this morning? Is that the one I put up this morning?
I believe so.
Okay, because I make a lot of those small. I was just making sure, because I thought we had a really foggy morning this morning. I went up and flew, and I was like, wow, this turned out pretty good. So
yeah. So while we're talking about that, I'm going to put this video back on the stream, and I want to see if I can get to that building. First of all, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this roundabout. What in the world is a building doing in the middle of a roundabout? That's awesome.
Okay, that used to be the courthouse. It is now One Court Square, where the Chamber of Commerce, tourism, Bardstown Main Street, all that stuff is located in that building, and that's what it's used for. But it used to be an actual courthouse up until probably, I don't know, 15 years ago. So, but
Okay.
it's still, nice, beautiful building and stuff. Now, the funny thing about this roundabout, and people give people from Barstow grief about this roundabout, is that, so I can't use a mouse and show you, but if you're coming from the north side of this picture here, okay, you have to yield going into the roundabout.
Okay.
Okay, but if you're over here, so let's say you're going that direction and you're going to stay in the roundabout, so you're over on the left hand side where that greenish bluish car is, they have to yield too. So most of the time, like most people think that when you're in a roundabout, if you're inside the roundabout, you always have the right of way. Well, that's not the case in Marshall.
Well, like looking at where I've got it paused right now, you've got so usually in a roundabout, you've got 4 streets going into it, 1 at each quadrant. But where I'm looking at the top part, you've got little side streets coming into it too. So that's got to be.
Well, those are inner. So so it's kind of hard to explain the building there. So where those trees are.
Yep.
You go in that way and you can come out this way because you're going to one of those buildings there. So yes, you have to watch out for that incoming traffic on the top side of there. And there's a couple other places within that roundabout. So needless to say, there are some accidents that happen in Fender Brothers. But
now, is this like a 25 mile an hour speed limit? Is it like a
yes? And it's hard to go any faster than that really because you start to tip because it's not a huge circle.
Yeah,
it looks big in the video and stuff, but I mean, it's you don't want to go over 30 on it, or you will be on 2 wheels.
Yeah, like one part, like the like 4-lane double yellow line road going into it. That seems like the speed limit would be a little faster. But
well, the speed limit through town anyway is like 35, so they want you to slow down through there and stuff. But what you really have to worry about is like big trucks that are coming through and they're in this one lane that stays in the center. And you can always tell when someone's from out of town because they don't yield at the right spot.
Yeah. And then this building, boy, the scrubber in this app doesn't work very well. There we go. This looks like a Catholic church. Is this a Catholic church?
It is.
It's a courthouse.
This is St. Joseph Proto Cathedral, or the Basilica of St. Joseph Proto Cathedral. Actually, I was married there, so and that church has been there since I'm going to mess this up. Early 1800s. It's called a proto cathedral because it was one of the main cathedrals in America. Sorry, I just lost you.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know. Well, anyway, it's a proto cathedral. It used to be one of the main cathedrals, and now it's just it's called a proto cathedral. So it's part of the Archdiocese of Louisville.
Okay.
There's a school there.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not sure why I can't get the video up again. That's weird. Let's see. All right, I'm going to kill that video. I'm going to pull the video up again, and I want you to kind of just walk through what's going on. Now, did you use the app on the phone to make this?
So I use the app on the phone. So I've been trying to use the app on the PC a little bit, and it's good for certain things. But I'm also, speed is of the essence sometimes. So I was like, I'll just save it to my phone. Try it. On this particular video, I went through and saved a bunch of snippets of a bunch of scenes. Then I found one of the stories that's not one of the, I guess it's one of the side stories. What's it called when you're on there? So if you're creating a story, who's making?
What goes on?
Am I the host now? Did I take over? So anyway, so under stories, it's called a flash cut. And
okay. All right, we're good now. Sorry, I restarted everything. So
okay. So anyway, I saved a bunch of small scenes, and I used it in one of the, and I think it's called either Cities or Speed Ramp 1 or 2. And then from in there, kind of fine tuned a little bit, but just quick and easy and stuff. And it was like, man, it looks great. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll take it and go with it. So I like to try those and see if they work. And if they don't, then I'll go in and, manually edit and try to do that. It's really hard I have a hard time editing to music on a phone. It's a lot easier, of course, to do in like Premiere and stuff. But I also use an app on my phone called BeatLeap. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I don't remember what it does.
So I use it quite a bit. So if you just have a bunch of small videos, it will sync it to music for you.
Okay.
It finds the notes, and then from that, it can apply effects and stuff like prism effects and just kind of, stuff like that. That's pretty neat, and it's really easy to use. And actually, I can you could download music from Envato and use it on there if you know how to get it to the app.
Okay.
So they have their own collection as well that's like royalty free, but you can also get on it. That's Beatleap, but it's called BeatLeap.
Oh, BeatLeap. My bad.
BeatLeap, LEAP. Sorry. And I think I've got it. Well, I know it exists because I have it, but this is just not going to show you to you on the. There it is. BeatLeap by Lightrix. So, and I think I paid like $19 a month to use it. Or no, I'm sorry, $19 a year to use it. It's not expensive or anything. And I think that allows you to have like some more. You can do it for free, I think, too. But yeah, it's pretty neat, and it's pretty easy to use because another thing is it'll kind of go ahead and show you. It'll kind of like do it for you, and then you can go in and like really fine tune it and say, I want this part here, this part here. But no, I've been using it for probably almost a year now, and just for quick and easy stuff, especially that you're just going to post on social media. So now, I mean, like I said, it's not good for stuff if you're in a broadcasting stuff like that. But I mean, most of the people that are doing this stuff like us, or I mean, I just do all this stuff for social media, so it's fine for that.
Okay, I like that. So I think I've used VideoLeap because I remember this.
Yeah, Lightrix makes a whole bunch of different ones. And stuff,
I've used Splice in the past.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted something cool to like add music to it, and it like adds it to the beat. And I can look, and I can probably show you an example of one that I did. Let me. Sorry, I got this on full screen. I can share if I find the right one. I don't think that was it. Let me see. No. I look on my phone. Show me what the last one I did, or one of the last ones I did. Let's see here, 714. But I don't know if it was any good or not. But at least give me an example. Oh, here we go. Okay.
So, you got it.
If you let me share for a second, I can show you one that's. Do I need to like?
Just try sharing.
Share my screen.
It'll ask you. You can share like a screen or a Chrome tab or.
I have a Chrome tab. I guess I can just share the whole screen. That's fun.
Yeah. Just make sure your bank account's on there.
What are they gonna do? Pay my bills?
Yep.
Okay, let's see now. Let's see. This is the name of your video.
Whoa.
Yay. Of course, yeah. I was going to do that. Let's go into photos. There we
It's
go.
Inception.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear it?
No.
So I just took clips from a video. And you can.
Okay, so you took the clips that you made from Insta360 app and you put it into BeatLeap.
Yep, I just do a bunch of clips in there and just kind of edit it around. And this is one of the tracks that's like royalty free on their site.
Okay. That's a great idea.
They have some jump cuts and flash cuts and things like that. And this is all from the 360, or that's 360 spheres.
Now, can you from BeatLeap, can you export in 4K and all that stuff?
Hold on, let's stop sharing the screen. Okay. It's 1080p.
So 1080p is the top resolution.
I believe so. Yes, I think it's that's the default. I don't know if it even lets you choose. It's just I'm pretty sure I know it's at least 1080p. I don't think you can do 4K with it.
Okay.
So, but I mean, like I said, and I'll take those. I like to take those clips and put those on like TikTok and things like that as well. I need to start putting them on YouTube stories as well, so that way they're stored up there a little bit better. But I put a lot of those videos on TikTok. So
no, that's a great idea.
Like everybody else, I got into TikTok during COVID and stuff.
I started TikTok, but I don't know. I couldn't find my niche. Like a friend of mine, like I did a video on here with Michael Esquire, maybe like it was probably 5 years ago. He was on my YouTube channel, and back then he had a Phantom 4 Pro, and we were like talking drones and stuff like that. And then he was like, I'm gonna start doing this TikTok thing. And he was like, I'm going live, and I got all these people coming in, and I kept asking like, well, how do you make money doing that? Or like, what's the business plan and all this kind of stuff. And then he just he bought a bunch of puppets and started making like these comedy routines with puppets, and he had like cool lighting, and like his video quality was top notch, but I didn't want to change like kind of what I was doing. I have a friend that's on TikTok that has blown up. His name is Drew Talbert, and we grew up together here in Nashville. And he's a waiter and an aspiring actor out in California. And so he does all these like green screen videos of all of his experiences that he's had as a waiter. So we'll have like the old man telling dad jokes the whole time, and the wife just being really embarrassed, and he'll be a waiter, and like his videos are hilarious. And it's one of those things where like 3 years ago, like before he jumped into it, like nobody knew, like people around him knew his name, but that was it. But he is like blown up, and his YouTube channel, he's already got like the YouTube plaque that I've been doing this channel for 6 years. I'm like a smoked butt, like low and slow. Like I don't lose many subscribers, but I only get like 1 or 2 subscribers a day here and there. And it's taken me forever to get to 10,000. But he's already got like 100,000 in the last year just by doing crazy videos.
You just never know what's gonna blow up on there. I mean, it's weird. Like I have the video of one of my videos that probably has the most views and likes is I was playing. There's a video of me playing Oculus Rift. I was playing, not Rift. I'm sorry, the Oculus Quest, and I was playing that plank game where you walk out on the plank.
Yeah,
and people just love that. It wasn't even anything crazy about it either. It was just it just caught on, and once it catches on a little bit, it starts to snowball, and more people see it and stuff. Some of my drone videos have done, had like a couple thousand views here and there, but as far as anything else, that's the one that keeps getting likes.
That's awesome. So I want to pull up while we're talking about kind of this BeatLeap app that you were mentioning. What I've got up here right now is the AV Club, and we talked a little bit about it before the live stream started. But for the month of July. Well, it was June and July, but we only have two people have entered so far. But what it is, it's a contest that we run every 2 months on the channel. And I'm going to go through the rules right now. Chris mentioned earlier today that he didn't have time to make a video with planes, trains, and automobiles in it. But I wanted to let everybody know that it doesn't have to have all three in it. I just made the subject of the video vague enough that anybody could participate. So
it's based off a terrific movie.
Yep, planes, trains, and automobiles. Is that
awesome?
My hands between two pillows? Those aren't pillows. It's my favorite one. So what the project is, and Jonathan, since you're new to the channel, basically, so it's kind of evolved over time. But we had one. I don't remember if it was Project Dirt. I believe it was Project Dirt. One person put up a video that was a minute long, and another person put up a video that was like 8 minutes long, and so we started like kind of concentrating the rules a little bit. So the videos must be 2 to 2.5 minutes long, have something to do with planes, trains, and I changed this to or automobiles right here, just so you can have any of the three in the video. You have to be an AV Club member to post your video. And then we'll also use the AV Club to vote during the week. So you have to be a club member to vote. So we don't have just, people making fake emails and coming in there and voting for themselves. I figured at this point we'd have a lot more members. So that's what the rules are for. But
so I got until next week or July 26th. What is it?
So next Tuesday we're going to show them.
Okay.
And we're going to start voting next Tuesday. So, you already have videos that I think would be more than.
The video I took this morning, I need to edit it because it's like 14 minutes long, but it's got it's all the way through my street. It's some of the same stuff, but it was like the fog and everything else. So unless I come up with something else, I'll edit something nice with that and put it to some good music or some junk.
Yep. And then basically just put it on your YouTube channel and link to it. And then one submission per person. We have Jim likes to upload multiple videos, and Jim's chiming in right now. There he is. I like voting for myself 47 times. There he is. But yeah, so here's an example. This is actually Jim's video, so I'll just kind of play this right now. And he's got all he's got, he's got automobiles in there too, but the focus of his video is this train. So it's a nice drone video of this train going over a river or a creek or whatever, and it's just a cool shot. So we've got people of all levels, different. You don't have to use a drone. You can use action cameras or regular cameras or whatever you want to. So that's his
Is there
video.
a difference between I saw the DJI Mini 3. Is there a Pro and a Mini 3?
No, they just they added the word Pro to it. There's not a Mini 3. There's
okay.
So
because I thought when they first came out it was just a Mini 3, and then I saw something that was like Pro. When did they get a Pro?
Yeah, there's a Mini 2, and then there's a Mini 2S, and then there's a 3. So there was a third Mini before the Pro came out, but it was just, I don't remember what changed in it. Maybe the OcuSync in it. Maybe
how's that compared to the Mavic Air 2S or 2 whatever?
All right, so
because one of the things I saw that was pretty cool about the Mini 3 is that it would turn and you could do portrait.
Right.
Which is like really good for like TikTok, really good for phone because most people watch videos like that. And so,
Yeah, you can get full quality that way. To me, that's the only. So they just changed up the body style. The body has changed completely. They took their gimbal. The way the gimbal works is a lot like the Parrot AI that came out. So the gimbal is completely different. The gimbal can actually rotate itself as opposed to just leveling. And then the video quality is good, but I think the video quality is around the same as yours.
Okay.
So the sensor got bigger from the Mini 2, but just went to kind of the Air 2. It's still like feather light. It still blows around in the wind, all of that stuff. But the motors are stronger and the battery life's longer. And it's still under 250 grams. And then the difference between the Air 2 and the Air 2S is mine has a 1-inch sensor on it, whereas I think yours is like a 1/2 or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Still great camera.
I mean, like I said, I'm always trying to upgrade, but I'm like, I'm okay right now. So
yeah.
that usually tells you something.
So and then Jonathan, I've got 2 big red buttons in the club. One of them is just Shawnide Studios merch. So these are all like, if you want to support the channel, I've got all kinds of T-shirts and hats, and this is one right here. but so that's what the Shawnide merch store is, and then the drone shop has just kind of drone related graphics in it. So kind of simple shots. This is actually the Air 2 and the Air 2S kind of mixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the one that Steven Drones has purchased 100 times. He's got a hat, a shirt. He flies a unique Typhoon H Plus, so it's a hexacopter. So this was just a simple design I did, and I designed all these in Figma. I don't know if you use Figma, but
I haven't heard of that one. Sorry.
but I've built this kind of the same way that I used to build things in Flash. So I would take a movie clip, and I would just draw one blade, and then I would take that movie clip and rotate it. So I'd rotate it 100 degrees and make this movie clip and this movie clip, and then I'd rotate it like 30 degrees or whatever. I did the math good back then. And then I would go in and just
I do good math.
and then I'd go in and I just play with that one movie clip so it's a symmetrical design, but I can go in and tweak one blade and it adjusts all the other blades.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then I convert that into an SVG, so it's nice and vectorish.
Now, I use the Adobe. I use like Illustrator and all that stuff. So
okay.
Stuff, so.
Yeah, I usually take things in Figma, and like Figma works like Sketch. I don't know if you've used Sketch on your Mac or
no, not really, but I know of it. So
yeah, or like back in the day, Fireworks. I don't know if you ever used Fireworks. This is old Macromedia.
That's man, you really are aging ourselves. So come on.
Yep.
Before Adobe was Adobe, they were Macromedia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember.
It's one of those apps that you draw. You can draw a rectangle, and then you grab the corner and then add a radius to the rectangle, as opposed to taking your pen tool and doing the shape. You start out with a basic shape, and then you just go in and grab the handles and morph it around until you get something you want. I'm getting all nerdy on y'all. Ebor Possum used Fireworks back in the day.
I think that would be a good, T-shirt. Just grab the handles until you get what you want.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Put a big bullhead on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what time is it? Oh, it's only 7:15. Man, I feel like we've been talking for hours.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. Not that you're boring or anything. I'm just.
No.
So all those
But no,
bottles behind you,
we haven't really talked about a whole lot.
So I've been doing. I first did my very first 360 anything back before. So, gosh, when was that? I had a Canon Rebel XTI, and I would take 48 images, just like what your drone does now in the air when it's doing a sphere. I would do that from the ground. I would use a tripod tool called a Panasaurus, and this is a horrible example because this is a camcorder, but what it would do is it would put the end of your lens, actually it'd put the sensor. So there's a line on each camera that tells you where your sensor is. You'd put that sensor on the middle of your tripod. So it would stick your camera kind of out, and as you turn your camera around, it would keep the sensor in the middle. And then I would
Gotcha. That makes sense. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be. That makes sense as to why I would do that.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do it without doing that, without the tool, but then my 360s would just look weird. And then, so then I'd do that, and then I would stitch everything together using AutoPano, which is an application that it automatically does things for you, but then you go in and you start just like an old morphing tool. Like you say this point on this picture matches the point on this picture. And so you go through like your courthouse, you do like that little compass on the ground. You would say the compass is here on this picture, and the compass is like this point is this point, and the steeple here is this steeple. And like,
God, I mean, that sounds horrible.
It would take hours. It would take hours to do.
I started using a program from Microsoft of all places. It's discontinued. It's discontinued. What'd you say?
Is it ICE? Image
something like that.
Composition editor.
Yes. Yeah. It's discontinued, but man, it's powerful because some of the cool things you can do with the planar stuff and just really fine tooth and stuff. Of course, I'd have to save all the raw photos from my drone into because the drone would put out an image, but I'm like, I don't like the way it did it, so I would want to do my own.
Yeah.
It either you can, because I'm gonna really piss off some people here, but I don't really like Lightroom, so I use Bridge and Camera Raw.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just not a Lightroom person. I'm just, some people love it, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
And well, it doesn't help when I have like different computers and I have the drive on one thing, and it's a nightmare every time I try to. So I just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it manually. I do it from Bridge and Camera Raw, and you basically get the same results almost. But then I'll use save those files out from RAWs and put it on ICE, and you can get really, really high resolution shots from that.
Yeah.
And really manipulate in weird ways. And I haven't tried to take one because you can output, what do they call it? Planar 360 shots. It's called planar or something like that, where it's already a 360 shot. You can incorporate that into that, and then you can kind of control and say, sorry, do you want to make it like Tiny Planet, or do you want to make it, whatchamacallit? And then I started using a website, and I haven't done it for a while, so now I can't remember the name of the website.
Cooler?
Or it allows you to put up or create a 360 degree site. So if you already have one of those planar shots, you upload that, and it creates something that you can just, a website that you can just drop onto a server somewhere. And I'm trying to remember.
Is it Kula?
No.
Okay.
It's,
that's the one I use.
I don't know. I thought I had a bookmark for drone stuff. Let's see. I thought I saved it. But since I didn't save it, I probably have to search for it every time. Or I just have to find one of my sites that I've actually done that with, and then I think I can find it from there. But I haven't done one in a long time. But those are pretty cool because it allows you to drag it around. But, if you've got, I guess now with the 360 stuff, you could just take one shot and boom, there's your 360.
Yeah. So this is a website that I use. It's called Kula.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a sphere that I did. This is a sphere that I did with the sphere. That was hard to say. But there's a thing on here where you can it'll find where the sun is, and it'll put like a little 3D lens flare.
Well, that's neat.
If you have the Pro version, you can embed it without the Kula logo. So I've used it for clients in the past where it's kind of random. I used it for Averitt trucking, and I went in and took pictures with my Insta360 X2 of the inside of their truck, and then used Kula to display on Averitt's website what the interior of their trucks look like. And then I wanted to pull up this picture. I found this. This is on my Flickr back in the day, and still to this day, it only has 133 views, which doesn't make any sense because I put it up in 2015. But I took this with my DJI Phantom 3. So I just wanted to point out that I've been doing spheres long before there ever was a tool. So I did that one, and then I did this one with the Parrot. Oh no, it says I did this with the Phantom 3 too. I thought I did this with the Parrot. Maybe not. So that was what I did with the drones. And then I was trying to find one. Wow, this is going into Instagram. I was trying to find one that I actually took with my my camera itself. It's probably back here.
Not to interrupt you. Someone asked me what my Instagram is. It's just Jonathan Ray, all one word, all lowercase, just as you see it.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat, and I was like, oh, well, I would put it on there or type it. It won't let me type on there. It says only supported for hosts. So
you can't type?
It says sending messages is only supported for hosts. Enjoy the stream. Learn more.
Okay. So what is it? At Jonathan Ray?
Yeah.
How do I spell your name? Nathan. Sorry. I just want to make sure it's right. I didn't want to hook on phonics on you.
That's no problem.
So
that's me.
This is an equirectangular that I took from Halo 4. So there's a, in Forge, you can go in, and this was right before the match started, like the first second. And so I picked a point that didn't have anybody coming out. There's probably people right over here in Halo. But this was a planet that I did. Then I added some tilt shift onto it. So this is a planet that I did from inside of Halo. And you can only export, you can save like 5 images at a time. So I would save 5 images, then go over to my computer and download them, then go back to my Xbox, grab 5 more images. Like, this was when I was this was before kids.
No, I'm remembering all the old stuff that I had to do and how much easier some of this stuff is now. And I've been through that. I've been through and had to do all that kind of stuff where it's like, geez. Speaking of tilt shift, did you see I think they posted it in, might have been a DJI. I think it was a DJI forum or DJI group on Facebook. The guy that did that with the Mini 3 Pro did a tilt shift video.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
I haven't seen that. I've got
It
several
was
on my
it
channel.
was it was killer. I was like, I had not, because the tilt shifts. I used to do like some of those photos and stuff, but like the video that he did was just really cool. Tell you what I'll do. While you're talking, I'll find that real quick and I'll send it to you. And you can show it, unless you don't want to show it. It's whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I'll play your video if you're on my channel, but I don't want to play like just random videos from people.
No. That's totally
permission.
Cool. I get you. But I may just try to find it and send it to you just so you can see it, because I was like, man, that makes me want to do one of those.
Yeah. This is a video I put out in 2017. And it's called "Make Your Drone Footage Epic with Tilt Shift." And it's a tutorial on how to make a tilt shift video.
Okay.
But this is kind of my tilt shift video of a roundabout.
Yeah. Those are so cool.
And like I forget there used to be a show that was, the whole intro was done in tilt shift.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Well, past that.
Wasn't it?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was actually a model.
Well, but I thought, you talking about they actually did a tilt shift. They actually did a tilt shift.
Yeah, so I would go to like
somebody looked on there and was like, that's what they reminded them of. Okay, but yeah, I'm sure someone in the thing will say what it is, but
let me find I think it's called "Making of a Neighborhood." Nope. Building of a Neighborhood. I think this is it. So this video on my channel is basically a quick shot at a house in a neighborhood. And so I'm flying around. Nope, this isn't. Is this it? Yeah, this is tilt shift.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not as bright. And there's nothing going on, so it's not as exciting. But just adding the blur at the top and the bottom of your shot.
Are you just doing that with a mask? Essentially. So
you said you're using Premiere?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how to do it in Premiere. So there's like filters you can throw on top of your video. And I'm not sure if Premiere has it, but in Final Cut Pro, it's called Miniature. But there's also a blur tool that you can, so essentially like old tilt shift effects, they're either like motion blur or like a lens blur from the middle out. So everything in the middle is focused and it's a circle or oval, or there is just top and bottom horizon. And I think with drones, it really, really works out well to just blur the bottom and the top.
Yeah, because everything on that horizon line in the middle is probably going to be within close to the same focus anyway.
Yep. And so if you think about, if you're taking a picture of a toy or like a miniature train set, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, everything, all the toys are super saturated. So
yes.
you want to bump up your saturation, and then
make them crisp.
I used to watch Mr. Wizard's World, was a show I used to watch on Nickelodeon that had they talked about how when you magnify so they did like a microscope shot of a clock, and so it looked like everything was moving faster because you magnified it. So when you want something to look miniature, you kind of want it to move a little faster, like little ants running around. They're not moving any faster. They just look like they're moving really fast because they're so tiny. So you oversaturate, you fade from nothing to blurry on the top and the bottom. You can do it with a mask. You can do it with a fuzzy mask, like a mask with feathering on it.
Well, you had that way you could say, blur everything that's black, and you just paint black on top and bottom in a gradient fashion. So that's
Right.
just essential mask. I mean, I don't do a lot of Premiere stuff when it comes to that stuff. I mean, I just edit, do stuff like that, and apply effects and apply stuff like that. So I haven't tried this, but I think I was like, oh yeah, this will look great. I just need to do one. I think like Bardstown would be a really good place to do one, because you can go fly up in a bunch of different places and just sit there for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then speed up the video a little bit. Go another place 2 or 3 minutes, and speed up the video and it works because I don't know. It's just a really pretty town. So in actually this is another little tidbit. 2012, Bardstown was voted by Rand McNally, America's most beautiful small town. So I think, you would appreciate a trip up here if you're going to do photography. There's a lot of photographers who come up here and, capture some of the architecture and just the hometown feel of it.
Yeah. I think I want to take a day trip just to check it out, and
hit me up.
You and I can go grab a Kentucky Mule and then go out and
just don't wear. And I don't know if you're a Tennessee fan or anything like that. Just don't wear your orange.
Yeah, I probably got some blue somewhere. I mean that. I definitely had blue back then when I was in college.
I bet you did. So
I wouldn't be caught dead in orange.
Oh, yeah.
The 5 years it took me to get through college. So.
Okay. That's all cool stuff, man. I like that, and that's
the
kind of stuff I'm like I said, working towards. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just need to update that tutorial, because I mean that was years ago when I did that, but I love doing it.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, we haven't really. Do you want to talk about the sphere a little bit, or what do you want to do?
That's why we
sphere.
Sure. Yeah. What do you want to talk about it?
Okay. Have you reviewed? I mean, like, I know you were talking about first impressions, things like that of it. So I'm assuming you used it quite a bit so far, because you've had it for what, a month and a half?
Yep. Yeah. So I ended up going to camp for a week, and I did a lot of planning for that, and then I got the Insta360. I got this guy, the 1-inch 360. So I've been kind of hardcore reviewing this before anybody else gets it. Because once everybody else gets it, then they'll get their millions of views, and I've got my 300 on my channel. So
I get it.
But yeah, we can talk about anything you want to on it.
Okay, well, I pre-ordered it. It took about a month and a half to get here, which is, nowadays it's
stupid China.
Annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. But and it came while I was on vacation, and I was like, I really wanted it on vacation with me because I wanted to start using it while I was there, but I was okay. So that probably worked out for the better anyway. I probably would have crashed or lost it or something. So I don't know if everybody here is very familiar with it or not. But of course, the interesting thing about it is it works for the Air 2 and the Air 2S. Of course, it's got 2 lenses that are far apart, and it makes your drone invisible, it works really well that way. But there are, of course, there's obvious seams when you start looking over the video and stuff. You can see where the seams are and stuff in it, and it's not bad. It's. I think some of that can be, if you slow down in your piloting and stuff, it helps. I know they recommend staying 10 meters away from your subject on those lines. And I think this, I put the sticky guards on there, and I debated on whether I'm going to take them off or not, because I think
Take
it
'em
adds
off.
a little bit. Okay.
Take them
Well, I
off.
put them on. I was like, well, because I don't want to scratch it. But then I started, because I've always been a, launch from the ground type of person. But it was really annoying to do that with with the glass and stuff because it sticks out beyond the feet of the drone.
Yeah.
So I saw a tutorial on how to do it properly, and sure enough, it worked perfectly. I was like, oh, I just launched it and landed right on my hand, no problem whatsoever. And because before I was like everybody else, I was like trying to grab it, and like you don't do that. You just leave your hand out, it'll land right on it, like it's a bird or something. So
Yeah.
But after that, and then so I'm a little less worried about the lenses, I guess. Now, I was talking to you on Messenger this morning and realized one of the things I did. So there's a lot of positives in this, but I'm going to start with some of the negatives that I've seen.
Okay.
The app, the video editing part of the 360 app, because I've never had a 360 camera. I've never even used the Insta360 stuff. The video editing stuff is pretty cool. I really like it, especially for a phone app.
Yeah.
I'm of that older generation where a phone's not supposed to be able to do this stuff, but you know what, it can, so great. So connecting to the phone and connecting to the device and stuff from your phone is a little wonky and stuff, but I guess it works. But I had read somewhere that said, start your recording before you take off. Just go ahead and just hit record and just let it record. Because if you record from the app and you lose signal, it'll stop the recording. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't tested it.
It's not.
But I did find out the hard way, and as you told too, what the loop video is.
Yeah.
So, because I went up and flew for about 14 minutes this morning, and then I came back to the office and I had 3-minute video, and I was like, "What?" It was just the last 3 minutes, and I was really mad because those first 14 minutes I had some really what I felt was some really good stuff. You just had one of those days when you fly up and you had like nothing was in your way. You had birds flying around where it was like nice pictures and stuff. Had clouds. It was just a perfect flight. I didn't have to hover around so far to figure out what my next target is or anything and just waste time. It was just perfect. And then I screwed up the video part because I guess I inadvertently moved it over to loop video or something. So because I think I had it on HDR video the other day, just trying that out, and so I knew I was going to switch it, and I switched it to the loop. And then you said you made the same mistake before, so I was like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, should I start the video from the app, or should I start it just let it record and just let it record? Because I have not messed around with all the different modes, like the photo modes and all that kind of stuff, just because I'm really interested in it. I'm really just trying to record some video. I just want to record video and edit and be able to edit that video and stuff like that. So haven't messed around with the photo stuff with it.
So
because honestly, go ahead.
No, finish what you're saying.
Well, the cool thing about the app is, so if you're in the video, you at any point you can output a 360 photo from that shot or any kind of still, and it's it's not super high resolution, but it's totally worth totally okay for social media purposes, and that's what you're mostly probably doing for anyway. Anybody who's out, you're not going to film a movie with a 360 camera like this.
Yeah. So a couple things that I would suggest. I've put a lot of cameras on drones. If you go back and watch all the videos on my channel, I've put all kinds of cameras on drones. And when it comes to like connecting to a camera via Bluetooth or connecting via Wi-Fi, sometimes those signals can mess up the signals between your controller and your receive, like between the drone. So what I would encourage you to do is before you even turn the drone on, I would get your camera worked out. So So connect it to the phone, put it in the right mode, and then turn the camera back off, and then just hit the record button and just start recording whatever you have. So
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like,
well, turn the camera back off. You mean just like just shut the camera down completely?
yep.
So that it's not connected to the phone at all. Because
Yeah,
I
so
don't
it's
need
not,
it connected to the phone. I mean,
right.
at this point right now, I'm just focused on getting good quality 3D video, so I can
Yep.
do what I want with it.
Yep. So to keep and the other thing is you want your phone dedicated to flying your drone and not
Yes.
not multitasking. I mean, you can multitask, but
I try to
the
avoid
less
it if I can.
the less moving parts, the better. Um, the and then what I would encourage you to do is I've got some videos on my channel about drone link.
I use that.
Okay, so what I would do with there's a video that I have on my channel. It's of a ballpark that I did with a sphere. And what I did was in drone link, I made it go 5 miles an hour. So my drone is extremely slow. So there's not a lot of that jerking around that you were talking about, like how you can see the stitch lines.
Yeah.
And the stitch line is messed up miles away. So
Yeah,
whatever
but it's not.
they're yeah. I mean, you can't tell, but I've seen it over here kind of mess up every once in a while. But so I would use, like, you've got your beautiful city and courthouse and all that kind of stuff that you fly over a lot. Get like a really really um, good path, and then I would use one battery and record video, and then another battery doing an interval photo, and basically it's going to take a picture every 5 seconds. So it's going to give you all these little pictures all along your flight, and you'll be able to pull a 21 megapixel 360 degree photo from your flight that is perfectly, like, at the perfect height and then the perfect position for you to get. Because I thought where you landed and took off, where you kind of come down the building, you come down the cathedral. I thought, like, there's some really good shots in there. Are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you look
I'm
completely
just
frozen.
engaged. Oh,
Okay, I was like,
this is me just. I'm
okay.
focused.
And then so the other thing is I would take the guards off, because they're going to cause some stitching issues, and like the glass on your lens is a whole lot better than that piece of plastic.
Oh yeah, I've seen that already a little bit.
And then you've already got hand launching and catching down. The only problem with that is I have smudged my bottom lens so many times because it landed on my hand. And then so if you're hand launching and catching, every time you fly, just make sure you take your t-shirt and wipe off that bottom lens.
Yep, I'm aware of that.
Yep. And I think those are kind of all my tips. If you've ever done anything in VR, if you're planning on doing a 360 video,
I uploaded one of mine. So on my channel, you'll see the video. One of the videos the video I used to make that video, I uploaded it completely in RAW in 3D. Well, not RAW, but you know what I mean. The unedited video, which reminds me, why do they record sound with this thing? It makes no sense.
Yeah, because that's like the 4th version of that camera. No,
I don't, because all I hear is the drone going around. So
yeah, so this is the X2. there's an X, an X2, an Evo, and an RS, and they all use the exact same internals. They're just in different shapes. So it's the same camera. And so they just decided.
I thought that's what I kind of read. They basically took the camera off of one of those and stuck two of them on the sides of this thing, on this rig.
Yeah, this was last year's version, which was the RS, and the 360 camera comes apart.
Yeah.
The 360 module. So that's pretty much what they have now. The problem with last year is it was just crappy 3D printed thing. So it vibrated. So yeah, I spent like $800 on it, and I made one video with it, and it sucked. And so I've been trying to figure out how to turn it into a VR 180 camera or something like I've got the lenses. I'm going to do something with it, but
anyway, the reason I say that is because the video that's on YouTube, it's just you can hear the blades that are going or whatever. So yeah, so I put a 3D video or a 360 video. I even had my son use the Oculus set to watch it, and it's like really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I'm really looking forward to a couple different things to be able to do with that. But yeah, so that's the three.
You got really close to that steeple right there.
I've flown that steeple so many times. I'm not afraid of flying next to that steeple. I've
heard of that.
I have a lot of videos of that church because, like I said, it's just a beautiful church, and I know pretty much exactly where I can fly to hit that. I wanted to be able to pan across it, like, as you go across it, like just look at it.
Yeah. So where do you fly from? Where are you at?
All right, let's go back. I'm in the parking lot. You see that blue van that's in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Let's see if you mouse over it. So you can probably look down. That's me, right?
Okay, so there's your Insta360 launching pad right there, that yellow thing.
Yep. So I cut off the landing and the taking off of the video and stuff before I put it up there. But yeah, so.
Yeah. So did you upload it with the app?
No, I uploaded it from my computer. I outputted it from my PC, from the Insta360 app in the full resolution, and I uploaded it because. So from what I've seen from an iPhone, if you upload from a phone, it does not give you can't get the full 4K resolution, unless they've changed something.
Well,
so
it's 5.2K resolution. It should be.
It should be, and that's what I uploaded. But I know that if you look at their max is the 2160 or 4K, whatever.
So I
don't know why, but it is.
When did you upload this? 16th. So it's had 3 days to render, so it should be rendered.
It took me all the way to upload it because it was like a 10 gigabyte file.
Yeah. So you'll upload it, and then it'll take YouTube like forever to convert it.
Yeah.
But you should be able to upload it in 5.2K. I don't know if it's because I'm doing it in Final Cut or not. But
I mean, I put it from there, and I checked the resolution on it, and the resolution shows properly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Because someone on Facebook was asking me about that, and it's like, well, I know what I outputted and I know what I uploaded.
Right.
But it didn't.
Yeah, I'll have to check on that. Maybe I'll do an uploading video, and just give my process. It's interesting to see that. I think this would be a good shot from this ball field over here.
So that field over there is my next target, actually. The one that you're looking for, that's Bardstown High School. That's my alma mater. Okay. And they have a turf field. They just put it in the last couple of years.
Oh, nice.
And that's where my son goes to school. Well, not high school, but he goes to the Bardstown system. So I'm going to try to go. I plan on going over there soon and figuring out what I can do to make that look kind of cool.
Yep, I like the pool, and you got all kinds of stuff to point at.
Oh yeah, that's just in this area. I mean, there's when you go over the other in town and stuff. If you forward over, which I go over, because I flew right over across the town, There's tons of stuff.
Okay, it's a nice puffy cloud.
But I was
day.
probably a little high. Yeah. Yeah, I flew one evening and it was like no clouds in the sky, and it was like, wow, this is boring. Because there's just like, it's all just, everything is blue, and then nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of videos on my channel like teaching people how to like fake the sky, like because if you'll notice, like when you're flying, the sky doesn't move. The only thing that moves is the ground. So you can like stick your 360 camera up in the air and take a picture of the sky and then mask that out in your shot. I do love what's going on right here. That shadow of the cloud that's right there is pretty cool.
Yeah, we had some days where right through there where it was just some big fluffy clouds that were low, and like they would do that. They would cast shadows and whatnot.
Yeah. I know every once in a while, like the drone police will come on and comment. So some people might not like you flying over roads and stuff like that. But
you usually don't hover over them, at least, but
Yeah. Yeah, look both ways before you cross the street.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been shooting all this 360 stuff, and I'm like, one of these times I'm going to catch an accident, and they're going to be thanking me. I'm like, see, I can show you.
Yep.
Well, the business end is turned 180. Yeah, so that's what I was looking at there.
Yeah. No, I think this would be a cool shot if you started right here and then flew
and move up. Yeah,
like flew straight towards it and then straight up.
Yeah.
And then you could fake like an FPV shot that people are like, where they're diving, like you could dive down the building if you
and do a little twist and stuff. Well, so here's what I equated to this. So as I'm starting to edit this stuff, because I've never done this, and I've never done the FPV stuff. But I did play a heck of a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon. And so I don't know if you've ever played that game or not, but it's all about creating banks for your curves so that you don't have people throwing up while watching your videos. And it's so trying to figure out the motion of, like, if I'm flying here, if you fly straight and then turn, you're going to like make somebody sick. But bank that shot and then ease into it. Yeah. But that takes a lot of trial and error and trying to figure out, where to go with it and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think the banking takes some skill. I saw like one of your videos you did, you used something in the app where it kind of was like an FPV time-lapse type.
Yes. But part of that also is to, like, if I looked at my video, I would fly and then stop, turn around and fly, and it's like, well, that's just going to make somebody sick. So you really have to. I'm adjusting how I'm trying to do this is so that especially if you want one continuous shot, you got to be smooth with your flight and rotate around and not hit curves and stuff. But like I said, it's a learning process, and always enjoy that.
What I would do if I was you, like learning that process, since you're flying with the 360 camera on your Air 2. In the gimbal mode on your drone, you can change it to FPV instead of follow. And what it'll do is you can fly your drone normal, like you're not flying it as an FPV drone, but when you turn, your gimbal will bank into those turns instead of like holding horizon all the time. And then you can take the video from your drone and compare the banks on your drone
as a reference point
as reference to your sphere.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. Because I haven't messed. I switched it to FPV mode once and started moving around, and I didn't like it. I was like, man, this doesn't do anything for me. So, but when you're flying with the your cine mode or whatever we call it, or tripod mode, or different they call it, to get a steady shot, it doesn't make any sense to do FPV. But when you're when you change that into a hyperlapse and speed it up like I was doing, so that you get that kind of feeling of speed and things rushing by you, it works. I tell you, have you tried doing what they call a dolly cam, or not dolly cam, but what they call it,
A dolly zoom?
dolly zoom with the FP or with the
No.
sphere.
No,
So one of my videos, I think I did it pretty good. I don't know if it's. I don't think I have it. I don't think I put it on Facebook. I can show you real quick if you want to see it, because I was like, dang, that worked out pretty good. It's just part of it, but it was one of the ones I did today. Let me find it, and then I'll tell you when I have it. And let's see if this is the one. No, well, that one's kind of neat, but I went through and did a whole bunch of neat ones, but
while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do roll call for a minute.
That's fine.
So in the chat, we've got One Vision Aerial. We've got Steven Drones, Eat More Possum. Let's see who else joined the chat.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you are. You keep going.
Sunrise Water Media. Bob Casey. What's up, Bob? Welcome to the chat. Sorry I've been ignoring y'all tonight, but we've got a guest on here.
Oh, shout out to Rick Gindoy. It's my boy. That's my friend. So
it's one of your guys.
I just see that he posted on there. So he was like, "You better shout out to me tonight." I was like, "Oh, we'll see."
Charles Gillespie's in the house. Jim's droning. Yeah. Had a pretty active chat all night.
That's good.
It's funny, they'll just talk to each other and not even like care about what we're talking about. No, they probably care.
Okay. I'm going to share the screen, and then hold on, I gotta.
Hinder and Rick.
Okay, I am ready whenever you are.
All right, go for it.
So, can you see my screen?
Not yet. Oh wait, I didn't put.
Oh.
Sorry, I have to show it. I'm not used to that. Cool. Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay, so zoom down, and then here's what I do is I'll go back away, cut it, and then try to keep the close to it. But that's where it just that look of zooming out or zooming out where you're moving back, or zooming in when you're moving back. So that's one of them. I thought I had another one where let's see.
Oh yeah, that's the foggy morning you were talking about.
Yeah, so this was another clip that I put together, and because all I did was back up from this, and then when I got to a certain point, some of these are just test ones. Like I didn't post it or anything. I just was like, let's just edit the video. But yeah, you can see all the fog down here and stuff.
That's awesome.
Where the trees are, and then that I wanted to do a twist, but that could totally do that twist better. Like that's something within the editing process that could totally look good. But God, there's just so much potential when you're editing like 360 video like this, and I'm just amazed by that.
Yeah.
And so for all its little hiccups and stuff like that, for the actual device itself, there's so much potential. I mean, you just got to be creative about it and stuff, and decide what because don't use it for what it's not. It's not designed to replace the camera on your drone. Your drone has its my video from this morning from the drone shot is really good, really crisp and pretty. This not as much, but I'm not using it for that. I'm using this to create interesting videos that you can't create with anything else but that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't I do most of my my reframing in Final Cut Pro. Um, the I've done like some of the tracking and stuff is pretty awesome in Insta360 Studio. Um, the something that you can do in Final Cut is you can you can adjust all three directions at different keyframe points. So like trying to explain how what I'm talking about. So like as you were flying um, away from the courthouse and like flying down, like with Insta360 Studio, like you could see that like you flew straight down and then you flew over here and then you twisted. Like they were three different sections, but something that I do in Final Cut Pro is and you probably do it in Premiere too, is like like you want to like come down and go straight. You want that to be one path, and then you want to change, like you want to turn the camera from pointing down to pointing out. You want that to be one fluid path, but you want that to be a different fluid path than you want the drone coming down. And
Yeah,
so
because really, you want it to go down, and then what I was trying to do with a flip is, like I said, how do you turn around? Well, the turnaround is that way. But if you just do a flip and twist,
yeah,
you can, a flip and twist is going to be an easier way to, to show that you're turning back the way you're going. And it's
right.
probably going to be a little easier way, but there's a little things I should have, with that clip right there, you could bank or zoom out a little bit, and that'll ease into that curve. Because if you just take a circle like I had, like basically it was like, and where you saw the horizon line and just turn that around, that's uneasy. So the better way to do it would be to kind of soften it with a wider angle and then zoom back in. Because when you're slowing down, like essentially you're slowing down. So as you're slowing down, your focus will change, and then when you speed up, it gets back bigger again, or back narrow again, to show that speed.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's like I said, it's pretty cool, and it's fun, and like I said, I enjoy learning it and stuff. So, and then now I'm looking at and like, all right, do I need to get one of the handheld 360s?
yeah.
Because I have the DJI Own 4, the gimbal for your phone.
Yeah,
So,
Osmo Mobile.
and I like it. It's neat for stuff like that. So, but I'm like, that's kind of where I'm like, the 360 stuff kind of got me hooked a little bit too. So
I'm not trying to sell you this, but this is if you're going to get one, this is what you need to get.
Yeah.
If you can't afford this one, there's other ones out there, but I would encourage you to get Insta360. GoPro Max is very awesome as well. GoPro Max is a wonderful camera.
Well, once you're in one, like it's like DJI. It's like I like DJI because I like, so I'm probably in the DJI though. If I'm going to get another 360 camera, I'm going to get an Insta360 just because I already have the software, I already have the things where I already know it. I don't have to relearn something else. And I've never been not a big fan of the GoPros, but then I guess I haven't used them too much. But yeah, I'm going to look into it in that direction when the time comes.
Yeah, this is, so I have an Insta360 Pro, which is like a big ball, and it has 6 cameras around it.
Oh, I saw that.
But so one of the next videos that I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this to that. I'm going to sit this on top of my Insta360 Pro, and I'm going to take the same video from both cameras, and I'm going to do a comparison video at the top resolution and see who can tell what the difference is. Because this camera, except for the fact that the Insta360 Pro can do 3D 360, that's the only thing that camera has on this, in my opinion. With the 1-inch sensors on both sides of this camera, like I took fireworks with this camera, and go into your Quest and look at the fireworks that came out of this camera Like there's no reason to get a better camera right now. Like this does better resolution than your Oculus Quest can handle right now.
Oh yeah.
And
For sure.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful camera. But I mean, yeah, the older cameras do just as good. I mean, like if you're happy with the quality of the video that's coming out of your Sphere right now, I mean, even the X, if you got your hands on a used X that was like $300 and start out with that, you'd be more than happy with it.
Cool. No, I mean, like I said, all I'm doing is simple stuff, so we'll see.
Yeah.
See what my budget allows.
Yep.
Start selling some old tech.
Yeah.
So I usually sell the old tech, make room for the new.
Yep. I sold a drone today so I could buy more toys. So, well, thank you for coming and hanging out. It's after 8 and I'm old, so it's getting to be past my bedtime. Is it 9 there?
Yeah, we're at Eastern.
Okay. So my family's from Indiana, so half of the year they're on the same time as me, and the other half of the year they're not.
Oh yeah, weird Indiana. But no, hey, I really appreciate it and had fun. And so anytime you want to, I'll be more than willing to come on there if you need to talk about anything. Because, like I said, or if you ever get into some design stuff and you want, like I said, I have years and years of experience with printing as well. So if you ever have if anybody ever wants that, just let me know.
Yeah,
I'm an open book.
So is there anything you want to promote before you're out of here?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, if people want to comment on the stuff that I promote on my YouTube and on Instagram and Facebook stuff like that, I appreciate it. I like hearing people's comments, and I can continue to post on the Insta360 board, the DJI boards, and of course my Instagram and stuff. And I don't always post the same stuff every time, but no, I like it, and that's most of the reason why I do it and stuff. So,
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So to everybody that's in the chat, I have Jonathan's YouTube channel pinned in the live chat. So there's a link to his YouTube channel. You can connect with him that way. And then his name is Jonathan Ray on Facebook. So all you need to do is sign up for the Insta360 community group, and he's there every day right now. So so you'll find him.
Just about. I always worry. I'm like, am I posting too much stuff on there? Because like I'll take one video or one shot or one, basically one session, and I'll make 5 or 6 videos out of that one session just because I think, oh, this was cool, and then I'll try to do it a different way. And that's what I'm finding about the 360 stuff is that, oh, I can do it 3 different ways, and you really know that it's just one shot.
Yeah.
So, okay. Awesome. No, I appreciate it, and we'll stay in touch.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, and
thank you.
Everybody say peace out to Jonathan. All right, y'all. That was it. Another show in the books. Hope you guys liked this show. I thought Jonathan was a wonderful, wonderful guest. We'll probably be seeing more of him in the future. Just a reminder that this is the last week to enter into the Planes, Trains, or Automobiles contest. So I'm going to be doing a video about that tomorrow. And you've got until Monday at midnight to post your video to the club. And yeah, Recovery 1, thanks for showing up. I'm signing off right now. But Recovery, while you're here, don't forget to enter into the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles contest. I need your video by next Monday. So I'm sure you've got something in your arsenal that fits into planes, trains, or automobiles. I made a clarification tonight that it didn't have to have all 3 of those things in it. It just needed one. But yeah, hope you guys have a good week. Please subscribe to my channel. go ahead and subscribe to Jonathan's channel. And yeah, have a wonderful night, y'all. Peace out.